When you usually browse through the internet, you just type in what you want in a search engine like Google or Yahoo. It does all the work for you and provides a set of links to web pages that may serve your needs. A search engine basically helps to keep track of and get in track of information that we are interested in. Did you ever wonder how this happens? There are few underlying technologies that derive search engines. According to their activity, you can identify two types of search engines. One is human powered and the other one is the web crawlers, as you can see, which will be the main topic of this tutorial. Web crawlers provide a much more organized and automated technology for browsing the World Wide Web and keep up-to-date data. It is basically an application that searches the www in a methodical manner. This process is called web crawling or spidering. Normally, what a web crawler does is gather a list of URLs to visit and identifies all the hyperlinks in the page and adds them to the list of URLs. The main purpose of a web crawler is to create a copy of all visited web pages for later processing. This process is called indexing. This is used to provide fast searches. This listening or indexing is done automatically without any human interaction. A web crawler will try to collect information within other relevant information. This is not like a situation where a user tells the system, if you look up a search query, you can find it there. In this situation, the user is helping to build the index. Web crawlers build this index, which is also called directory or dictionary, automatically. If a user enters a search query, it will direct to the directory and return the matches which are available. When a change is made in an index web page, a web crawler will find the changes and update its index. These are page-wise or directory-wise periodical updates. Web crawler crawls from one page to another page using hyperlinks. As an example, suppose that the web crawler is in HTML page code and there are three links that direct from the home page to other pages. The web crawler will visit all these three pages and index them. The web crawler will periodically visit these pages and look for any changes that have taken place and update the index accordingly. This is the cycle of crawling function. Talking about this index that a web crawler uses, it is like a huge book that contains all the web pages that the crawler finds. When changes have occurred, the index is updated. This index is very important because if certain web page is not in the index, that page will not be available in a search result. For example, if you consider a large book, typically anyone will use the index to find something they want. They will go through the index and find the relevant page number and straight away go to that page. But if an index is not present, it will be very difficult to find something, especially in a huge book like World Wide Web. Same thing applies here in web crawling, that is indexing, retrieving index and redirecting to relevant web page. The application logic in web crawler is to find matches for a search query in the index and rank them according to relevance. Relevance means that there is some mechanism to find out whether a particular page relevant to the query or when given many pages which are more relevant. Some benefits from the web crawler technology is that it navigates the web automatically on demand. This demand can be driven by the website. This is important because websites usually change very frequently. Let's talk about components of a web crawler. In a typical web crawler application, you may find a search engine, a library, a query server, a database, and the agents. A search engine has two different roles that depends on the mode used in the web crawler. Trying to discover new documents, to select next document to explore, and when user gives a query, look up the index and search matches and instantiate the process of retrieval from the database. When talking about agents, it is a kind of a tool run under a search engine to retrieve pages. Database is used to store all indexes and the metadata. The query server handles the search queries from the users of the search engine. This libwww is the used by the agents. It is not a separate software. Agents use different protocols like FTP, HTTP, and image docs. Web crawler visits documents for the purpose of indexing. After visiting these documents, their component will be analyzed and keywords are extracted, and these will be stored in the dictionary and the document will be indexed. If the crawler comes across content that are not readable, such as images, audio and video clips, they are ignored because their content cannot be indexed based on their content. There are two modes in which a web crawler executes. They are the indexing mode and the real-time searching mode. When in the indexing mode, the main purpose is to go through the web and create index based on breadth-first approach. Breadth-first approach is used for the following purpose. Suppose we have a limited space only to store 100 index values. This makes sure that these 100 values come from 100 different websites, but not from the same. The next mode is the real-time search mode. In this mode, the user query is used to go through the index and retrieve closely matched pages. Here, a technique called anchor text is used. Anchor technique is used to find most closest match.